Happy Tuesday, everybody. Araya Onra coming to you live here in For the Love of Dragons, because it's Tuesday, and that's what we do. So, introducing myself to those of you who don't know me yet. We have some more new people in the group. I'm a guide. I'm a dragon guide. I am a dragon, and I help others figure out that they are, or if they are, they find their way to me to figure out what to do with that, how to access it, how to merge with it. Remember all those ancient pieces of self and really connect into it. And today we are in some very big energies. Excuse me, I'm not sure what's happening with my voice and vocal cords here, but this new moon energy from yesterday is pushing us into a really beautiful phase, that we are in a period of transition, and we've been in lots of transitions over the last couple of years, but we are getting so close to that 0 point doorway. We're in the ascension process and really moving into a space where we are starting to embody the level of light that is bringing our light bodies in. And so there's a lot of challenges with that physically, there's a lot of challenges with that emotionally, and the upheaval that seems to come right before that, easing into it, allowing it to soften around you, and feeling. So what's been on my heart and feeling with this, and what's been happening energetically with my clients in the last week, is feeling the approach of that 0 point doorway, feeling that real draw as we've been going through different phases that are the preparation for that. And I've talked a bit about the base level bodies merging so that they become the base foundation of the new body that allows all the way up to our light body to become our energy body fully, where we move into our crystalline form. And for many of us, that says dragon. This whole process is what I do as a guide with people in the Way of the Dragon Heart program, or the Eye of the Dragon, which is the first half of that. I announced that I'm taking applications for next year's program last week. And some of you may or may not know what that is, but the whole journey, whether you do the program or not, for us, especially those of us as dragon, is to get to a place where we remember who we be, where we not only remember our soul essence, but then can connect and merge with that, because that's the whole point of being here as a light worker, embodied to assist the planet. Many of you know that you're here as volunteers. You're here to help bring about this great shift. It's finally happening, and it gets very exciting, but it's also hard. It's hard to be in human form, and it's hard to bring and remember that greater self and bring it in. So what I've experienced in the last week is getting to a place where that merge has brought a deeper level of a not just conceptual, but and not even just perceptual, it's more tangible in the body of the amount of light that we carry. And what is that light? That light is joy. Really pure. I tapped into, and I've had beautiful states of bliss. I've experienced samadhi before in my journey in the last 20 years. I've had amazing amounts of expansion and light move through my body. But in the last week, I've gotten to experience going through that doorway and having that deeper level of merge through the heart space, a level of joy that was beyond my comprehension. It was beyond what I've ever experienced, and it was really a moment for me, and I'm hoping to convey this, and I can feel the energy starting to flow through me out as another transmission in this. The experience through my body of a remembrance of the level of joy that as divine beings, as creations of Mother, Father, God, that we carry. And we've likened it to light. For many years I've said light, love, information, they're all the same thing. That that higher vibrational light and love coming from Mother, Father, God, from our Creator, from whatever you call the source energy, is coming in. And, thank you for reminding me. I'm going to double check that volumes are all the way up, that I have my microphone. So let's make sure that we put the microphone in so that we get the loudest recording possible. And here we go. Thank you for that, Belinda, coming up. All right, so for me, that experience of light and information has been there for a while. I've done transmissions and healing work for a lot of years. But in the last week, it sort of showed me this new moon that we're moving into is a game changer. That we are at a phase in the journey where timelines are converging. We're moving towards that 0 point, and to be able to access a level of light coming in that reminded me and showed me that they all actually also equal joy, that they are so profound in the amount of joy that you experience that it cracks your heart open in ways that it just keeps touching me as I tap back into that sensation. So moving into that, this is the whole reason to work with the dragons, to right now take advantage of all that is available and around us, because the dragons have been coming in en masse in the last couple of years, but even more so, it just keeps picking up. There's more and more and more available and becoming more prevalent around us. People are starting to see them, experience them in their sessions, and this is where it comes to your choice and your responsibility in your journey. Are you willing to step in and dive in to do what's necessary to pull yourself into the knowing that you're in this world but not of this world, and you let go of... I never really understood what that phrase meant until really the last few years of recognizing how, as we step into the fifth dimensional realm, into that quantum field of really connecting to ourselves, our full light body, all of that joy, that's actually when a dragon heart, who I've mentioned before, becomes like a beacon of light. They're like a lighthouse. And the experience that I had last week it's so much bigger and brighter than I had even fathomed or experienced up to that point. That because we're so close, this level of joy is what gets pronounced and expanded outward in such a beautiful expression. So each of us has our own responsibility to get there. Each of us is on a journey where we have a choice. And you, as souls that know and are hearing this, are going to feel that heart call of, you know what? I've been sitting on the fence, or I've been not really stepping up my game to make sure that I go through that doorway, to make sure that I'm here in my fullest essence in order to manifest the amount of light that I'm meant to carry as a light warrior, a light worker here on the planet for this phase of evolution, for the collective of humanity. That because I came down and have the capacity to carry that as a dragon, am I stepping into who I be in such a way that I'm actually doing the job that I came here to do? And I don't want to get us on a soapbox and lecture, but this is what's coming through in the message right now of time. And it's not even that time is running out. Time is running out in the sense that when we move into the quantum field, we move out of time. So we literally are out of time in the sense of we're no longer enmeshed within it. We step outside of the time-space continuum in a way that allows us to be free of the constraints of time. And that's when we're living in our full light body. And we are so close to it and we're getting glimpses of it. But if you were really there at the doorway, have you done the prep work? Have you done what you need to do for your body to be moving into that, to have the capacity through your physical body to actually receive it, to grasp that light and allow it to move through you? Because that's our onus. That's our responsibility that we came here for. And a lot of us have forgotten it. I know that for 36 years, I lived just as a normal human, living in 3D, caught in by all the distractions of 3D life and what it offers. But at some point, a guide will come to you, and it probably already has, and why you're here and connected with the dragons, because they're trying to come and say, hey, do you know what you're here for? Do you know that you actually need to embody and help us get all the dross and stuff moved away from your field, out of your energy body that is no longer serving, that you are ready to let go of, or that you need to get yourself ready to let go of, so that you can actually start to embody the amount of light that you can actually carry as a light worker, as a dragon in this realm. That you are the one to hold and be that beacon and that lamplight for others to get there as well and recognize, wow, there's a doorway. There's a doorway out in front of us. It's a 0 point, and it's what's going to allow us to move into a whole new paradigm. But if we don't do the work to get there, or we say, I really feel like going out drinking tonight, or I feel like going out and just sticking with my regular routine. I like my Starbucks in the morning. I like to go to my job. I like to focus on that. I like the distraction of it. I was too busy to meditate today, or I was too busy to touch in with the dragons today, or my angels, or whoever it is. That if we keep pushing away what they're trying to bring and give us, then we're not going to be ready. And we don't want to miss the event of a lifetime, the event of really an epic, because we might have to wait a whole nother 26,000 year cycle to have that opportunity again. And then on a soul level, would we be disappointed with what we knew we came here to do? And how do we know that? This is where the copper dragon comes in, and why I've been feeling the copper dragon's presence all week. Put him up here with us, holding his pearl. I love this image because he's just, it's almost like he's adamant, or he's just glorious in his standing and knowing, holding his records. The dragon's pearl is his Akashic records. We carry them with us everywhere we go. We don't have to be stressed about where they're held. They're within us, but we also have that physical representation of the pearl where they all get coded. That's our own individual Akashic records. What does the copper dragon do for us? Maslow, the copper dragon, he carries a fifth dimensional frequency, which is why he's present. He's the one at the gateway saying, hello, I have pieces of information that are ready to help you move into 5D. He carries all your records from this earth plane, all the incarnations, the halls of knowledge, the halls of wisdom, your book of wisdom. All of that is held. I consider that to be this earth plane's information. The Akashic records is also connected to him through the Pleiades, up and out through the indigo dragon of the Pleiades, Yungardashne. But that is our whole soul essence. All of our incarnations on a soul level. Different universes, different galaxies, different planets, different places, different bodies as star beings in other places. That's the Akash. Both of them help us, but right now, if you can't access your own records from this earth plane, it might be harder to go out and get the Akash. And you want to focus on, all right, what do I need to wrap up here karmically? What do all my incarnations in this earth plane that are holding me in with all of my records there, what do I need to merge together, release, see and cognize and bring in for this process to complete? Because what does a 0-point doorway mean? A 0-point doorway is that place where we go through empty-handed. We are so clear and resolved in all of our experiences here that we are able to release them. What does that allow them to do? All of the incarnational aspects in the earth plane get to be coded into our pearl, into our Akashic record. We don't have to carry them around anymore. We don't have to have them like baggage that is still, this lifetime trying to balance that karma, and that person that I know in these 3 lifetimes still trying to work that out, and these vile acts that I did over here, are these really positive ones? Are they balanced out? Can I forgive, forget, release, repent? All of those, when we can merge, meld, release, get them coded into the Akash so that we are free of the baggage, lets us go through the 0-point doorway empty-handed. What a beautiful gift that is. And it's from that point forward, and that's what the information from all of the Orion dragons, or the assistance of all the Orion dragons, is to help you open those frequencies in the body. The silver dragon through the heart line, the gold dragon through the power line, the copper dragon through the wisdom line. Through those records of allow them to come in and assist you. And it's in the book, How to Work with Maslow. If you don't know, he's got a mantra. There's a recording on the CD tracks. To actually go into a deep meditation, you can loop it in the background and allow that to be the human interface, the pieces that you've experienced in this plane, in this cycle, so that you can release them, let them be coded in, and go through that 0-point doorway. But how do you get there if you're not taking the time to meditate, taking the time to connect with and commune with the dragons? It can be a light process of letting them come in whenever they show up or whenever you feel like it. But if you really want to make the jump, the ascension journey, and really move forward, the time is now. And it's really, there's old sayings, right? The time is now, time is of the essence. Why is that? It is of the essence because it is part of our essence that we are releasing. So if you knew that maybe 5 days from now, or 5 years from now, or 5 months from now, if you knew when that gateway, and I know it's sooner than 5 years, it feels very, very eminently close. As in, it could be in the next month. It could be in the next week. It could be in the next couple of months. That we are going through a process now. We're literally going to feel that body shift in the ascension process beginning. Those that have been doing the work have been feeling that, already making shifts in their body. And getting that glimpse last week for me of, I had no conception in any of my physical, mental, emotional, or energy bodies of the amount of joy that that light carried. It was something that, it was just light and information up to this point, and something cracked open into a deeper level of connection to that core essence that I am, that allowed me to feel the joy and remember, why are the dragons so joyous? Why are children so joyous? Children are joyous because they come in their purest essence, and they haven't been indoctrinated, forgotten, talked out of it, pressured out of it, belief systemed out of what they came in as. And we forget, and we let all these layers come on. And as you tap into that and you allow that connection, it reminds you of all that you be, and that's what allows that merge to happen. This is the whole process that I do over the 4 and then 8 months, the first and second half of the Eye of the Dragon and the Way of the Dragonheart program, is to give a committed timeline. But I put the applications out, honestly. I don't know if the program will run in 22. I'm planning on it. But things could shift before then where it's no longer necessary for any of us. Or maybe it still is, and I'm in such a different place that the teaching, the whole program shifts. I'm really excited to see what happens. But I know that right now the energies are this new moon pushing a big transition forward for us. Allow yourself to commit to yourself. What am I willing to do in every day? Am I willing to take 20 minutes, an hour? Am I willing to just open my heart and say, all right, show me, guys. Let me go work with the Copper Dragon. What Akashic record or what soul level records and earth incarnation level records do I need to access to show me and remember and let go of and find that 0 point within myself that allows me to be free of all this stuff and shift my perspective. And you'll find that big leaps are able to happen right now. It's just the time period we're in. It's the evolutionary process that we're in, that everything's moving very, very rapidly right now. You guys have felt that the last 2 years feel like they've gone like this. When you tell me we've been in this sort of mess for 18 months, you think, I didn't think I could get through another month of it. And yet 18 months has passed. And things are starting to shift forward very dramatically with it. Rising tide. Rising energies of light coming in. Bigger and bigger and bigger. Are you ready to surf that? Are you ready to get on that and feel that connection of joy deep within? Because the moment you get a touch of it, the moment you get just a touch or a taste of it, it's going to be the driving force behind you that says, oh my goodness, how could I have forgotten this? How could I not be seeking my dragon self and not beginning to allow and recognize within me that bigger aspect that is so much more important than whatever daily, the guides have been calling it a lot of petty stuff lately. There's pettiness in our 3D life that really doesn't have to be what's holding us back when this is available. So using the Copper Dragon right now, those energies are very prevalent. I love my little guy here. He holds the earth and his belly's gold, but he felt like the closest to copper that I had in an actual plushie there to just make me laugh and bring me that joy. And that joy is literally why when you have your dragon guides that are so funny, and some of you are connecting with them already, and they're very amusing, and they're just like, they're hysterical. They're oddly very, very just jovial and funny and joking, and they play games on you. They play tricks on you. They pretend to be very, very intense and scanning you and testing you. But when you get past that test and that facade, just like we have a facade, and you get past that and you get to the joy that they carry and you watch the antics that they have, you're going to recognize, oh my goodness, they're playful and childlike because that is our natural essence. They are staying and always within their natural essence. And that's where we are moving to and allowing ourselves. So, simple thing. If you've forgotten how to play, if you've forgotten to be a child, go down to a park. Go sit on the swings. Go spin on one of the little merry-go-round things. Bring back moments of your childhood that were very joyous for you. Maybe it was cooking. Maybe it was jumping in a pond or a swimming pool. Jumping off a diving board, doing a, what do they call them, a jackknife, or a, I'm trying to think of the bigger one that's just dropping in like a bomb and it explodes, a big bucket of water on everyone around you. Whatever brought you joy, allow those memories to come. Allow yourself to sit and remember that, because that's going to start the process and the flow of energy coming. And I'm hoping that what's passing through, and I can feel a line of energy, I hope you're feeling it through your heart space, coming through to open up those channels of joy, whether they take you back into like having a joyful dragon around you that you go, oh yes, I see that. Or even a singular moment in your childhood. Some people didn't have really joyous childhoods. Some had really tough, traumatic ones. But I guarantee that if you can allow a single moment of joy, even if it was the silliness of a cartoon that made you giggle till your sides hurt, let that one moment of joy come in to help pull you back into that framework of energy. Because that's going to let the channels start opening, and that's when the dragons can really work with you to get things moving out. Because everything that's blocking you from all those memories of joy, and I tell you what, in the last couple of years, the more work I do, the more I process and allow to release and move out, the more joy I remember, the more memories I have, period, of early years of my childhood. Because some of us are like, I don't remember last week. How can I remember when I was 10? More and more memories have come. And you'll slowly find that as you get closer to the 0 point door and that merge with yourself, that the memories go even further back, because we're coming full circle on timelines. And so I'm now having memories further back of being with the Dragon Commanders, going even further back to the first inception point, first creation as a soul. Let that come in for you. Allow the Copper Dragon to be the starting point for that journey, but make a commitment. I would encourage you to make a commitment to yourself today to make a shift. What can you shift in your daily life right now to get you ready? Maybe you have to sit and contemplate it. What do I need to do to be ready for this great shift? If the ascension point, if the actual event and the magnificent shift in light from I want to say the photon belt, but I'm not sure that's the right term, was to happen tomorrow, would I be ready? What do I need to release and see or shift on my daily basis to be ready for that? That's what I would encourage you to sit with today. This new moon energy is, new moons are like a launching pad, right? So we've got the moon dragon here. You can call her in as well. There are 2 moon dragons, Rahu and Ketu, but you can call any of the family of moon dragons to assist and support and hold that launch pad energy for you. Yes, she's grace and tenderness, but it's also sitting within that and allowing the new moon, the emptiness of it, the blank space of it, to be the creative launching pad where you say, all right, things are going to shift right now. This is where it's moving forward into something different, and I can feel it. You can feel it just in your vibrational field, especially with the energy that's coming through today. And let the moon dragon, let the copper dragon be the guides right now that help you get onto that launching pad of, all right, what do I need to do to prepare myself for this ascension process? Am I really on board? Have I been doing my stuff? Or am I so caught in my distractions and my 3D stuff and the pettiness and the dramas and the stuff that pulls us away from real important focus? At the end of the day, what's really going to be what mattered? What's really going to be what your soul cared about? And do you have the tools around you? Do you have what you need to get there? If you need some insight, discovery calls or 20-minute dragon readings are great for that. Just go to the Book Now button on either of my homepage calendars, invokehealing.com or dragonwithin.com, and you'll go to the booking calendar. It goes 3 weeks out, so keep checking back if you don't see something. But I know there's some openings, and I know that if you need that push from the dragon energy that I carry to say, this is where you need to go. It may or may not be in something that I offer, but there's a lot of tools on the site. There's a lot of things I can guide you towards. Guided meditations, a free one on the site. Going into maybe the next book club. Going into the program. Going into just getting the book. It's a $22 investment that if you don't have it yet, and you don't know how to work with the dragons, it's going to show you how. Maybe an oracle deck. There's lots of tools that I'm coming out with more and more. Greeting cards at the printer this week. Very excited about that. But these guys, maybe you're like, I know I've worked with the copper and the moon. I feel them supporting me, but I feel like there's another dragon calling me. If you've got your deck and you sit with it, they're going to show you every day which one it is. Might be the water dragon. Heartline. Got some heart work to do. They're here and they're ready, but are you ready? The guides have been here. The dragons have been here. It's time now to take advantage of them and their guidance and their leadership and their embrace. Their embrace is the biggest thing. They're back behind me. There's a whole swarm of them behind me. not just the copper and the moon in these canvases, but there's a swarm of dragons around me that are actually really excited for all those that are watching right now and those that are going to catch this on the replay. They're all waiting for you to beckon them in. They're literally like in the holes. They're going, yes, yes, yes. I can feel this massive transmissions is going out of literally, they've been ready. Are you ready to receive them? Are you ready for what they want to bring you? And if you are, then make the time in your day to do that. How did I get where I am? It took me a long time of distractions after my original awakening, but my guides took me into a process back in the winter of 2002, 2003, right after I turned 36. And in that time, I committed, because they made me quit my job. I was like, what am I going to do? All right, I'm going to live on beans and rice and meditate. And I did have other things that filled my day, but I made a commitment every morning that a minimum of an hour, sometimes it ran into 2 hours, that I would give that to deep meditation. And right now you're probably saying, an hour, I can't do that. Can you do 10 minutes? Can you do 20 minutes? What time can you set aside, and how valuable would it be if the ascension happened next week? Would you be ready? Would you have done as much as you could, or at least said yes on a heart level to show me what I need to do to be ready, to be there? And some of you are on your way. Some of you are making your journey and you're like, okay, I could do another step. I could do something bigger. Because even me, where I'm at, I've had to do some radical shifts in my diet and my exercise, my taking care of my physical body for it to be released and free. I'll tell you what, you might think it's absolutely boring. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I don't drink coffee anymore. Trying to get rid of sweets. I'm doing only natural fruit sugars this month. Hoping to stick with that. Because there's something in me that said, you need to clean your body out. And even dropping away from, for me, the more dense meats. I haven't eaten a lot of red meat in last year's anyway, but now, like, all right, do I stick with any fish or chicken, or do I move away from that? Whatever your body is telling you, allow yourself to see and feel and know the truth of it. Let the dragons come and show you, and then be willing to keep saying yes. Because when you keep doing that, you're going to start seeing shifts. And you guys may or may not recognize it, but I see it in my own body, the amount of light that my skin carries, the amount of shift of whether it's wrinkles or gray hair or what's going on with my body. I can see the subtle shifts that have been taking place for me. I see it in my eyes. I think I've shared that one with you guys, watching the ring around the outside of my eye, the iris part. I have greenish blue eyes. Depending on what I'm wearing, they look more green or more blue. But there's a ring around them that I've always had, but it's getting thicker. And I finally realized that that is a sign that at some point when we're in our full light body, I truly believe that the full iris will be translucent and not opaque anymore. That is one of the markers of those in their light body and those that are holding that higher vibrational sequence, and let the density go. Let the opaqueness go. That is the density. And when our skin starts to shift and we actually can vibrate and hold so much more light glowing outward, that's when we're going to see massive shift within ourselves and within our realm. But I do believe there's going to be an event, and if it was to happen tomorrow, are you ready? What can you do today to be more ready? And what do you need to do to move more towards really embodying that merged connection with your soul self, your dragon heart, if you are a dragon? All right. Whew. Wow. Felt like that was much more than I planned on going into, but felt like a real deep heart message from the dragons. They're excited. As I said, there's a half circle band around me. It's like a throng just waiting to go out to each of you that are going to beckon and say yes. Open to, all right, maybe I have a new dragon guide coming in. I'm at a new moon launch period. It's sky's the limit. Let me go forward. Let me zero myself out. That sounds weird to say, like, wow, zeroing myself out. Does that mean I'm like getting rid of myself? In a way, you're getting rid of the old self. You're letting go of all the 3D aspects of self, be they physical, mental, energetic, or emotional. Physical, mental, emotional, energy. Those are the four base bodies. Am I zeroing them out? Zeroing out, cleansing, clearing, like a clean, perfect floor that's just been mopped. It's zero pointed out. There's not a speck of dust or dirt on it. no footprints, no tracks. What do you do to do that? You need some assistance to clear all the energy blocks, all the dense masses of old stuck energy out of them. Let the dragons come help you do that. Take the time every day to do that, because the 0 point doorway is just in front of us. I can feel it. It's been approaching for a while, and we're massively close now. So, heart to heart, have a heart to heart with yourself. Do I want to merge with my soul? Do I want to have my light body fully embodied in this form? If you're a light worker, there's something going to click within you that if you haven't done yet, it's going to go, that's what I'm here for. That's why I came. Oh my gosh, my family sent me. I was the one chosen out of my family unit, out of my system, maybe, that got to come and be here. Am I doing what I came to do? Am I living up to my own expectations? All right. Always lovely to connect with my dragon family. Feel free to share this with anybody that you feel needs to hear it, whether they're dragon or not. And I will look forward to seeing you next week, next Tuesday, around 11, usually 11 a.m. Pacific Standard. Much love to you guys. Bye for now.